Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicoleta and I am back with a new message for us all, for the collective, or maybe for only one person. But actually what I really feel and know is that this message is not only for one person, it is for multiple people. And you, these people, you are having birth charts which look very interesting. You might have, you have, because this is what I'm being shown. Scratch. You might have the same sign in multiple placements in your birth chart. For example, you have 6 or 7 Libra, 6 or 7 Capricorn, 6 or 7 Aries, 6 or 7 Gemini. But the idea is you have these 6 or 7 signs and your birth chart is surrounded by Gemini energy. Like, I almost want to say like your vortex is Gemini. I'm not sure what this means. Also, I was getting that you, until recently, you were either self-possessed, deep, you couldn't open up, you didn't understand yourself. You were living a life that wasn't even yours, but I don't think you realized you were. So probably you weren't awakened. Maybe 3D based, maybe you awakened recently. And also, there is a process of you are cracking open. It's like you are cracking open more and more so you can come out. Maybe 1 year from now, you are not going to recognize yourself any longer. You are going to be changed indeed 1 year from now. I'm seeing someone almost stoic, but not in a King of Swords way, more like in a King of Pentacles way. There is a different energy around stoicism when we talk about the King of Pentacles. It is not necessarily more of a mind game type of king. And when I say a mind game, I'm not saying this does not imply toxicity. The mind games of the King of Swords are on point, are what's his name, Jordan Peterson type of mind games, right? In the King of Pentacles, it is more earth silence. Earth silence. As you go in the woods and you feel that ancient spirit of the forest, yet not much is being said in those forests, not much sound. Not much sound. A deep, it is almost like this is a very interesting analogy, but imagine the depth of Mariana Trench without the water. Yeah. Take the water out, leave just the hole. People died trying to explore those holes. Maybe because they were not meant to be explored just yet. Anyhow, you are changing. You are having an awakening. You are changing. You are cracking open more and more and more. Did I say that an ocean of tears needed to be cried for you as a tribute? So you can come out? Almost like Jesus called Lazarus out of the cave. Come out, or whatever he said. What did you say? Come out and leave. Come out and live your life. The same element here, similar but not the same, right? crack open, come out from yourself. And another message that I was getting here was some sexual energies were involved in a healing of the heart chakra and this cracking open that we are talking about. Indeed. Now, there is a birth chart out there also surrounded by, you don't have to have Scorpio in multiple placements, but it's surrounded by by scorpionic energy. Imagine ancient forms of life on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, on the bottom of Mariana Trench. And that's the energy that surrounds your birth chart. Interesting. Forms of life that are adapting or are made one and the same for this type of environment. This is what you, and in order for you to awake, to be awakened, to come out, right? You needed strong and powerful disruptions in your life, tower moments. As volcanoes erupt on the bottom of the ocean as a result of part of the Earth plateau going underneath another part, this is the analogy for what you needed in order to crack open. But man, when you cracked open here, you are taking on a new coat this lifetime, a new spirit. I want to say it gives you their coat because they want to experience something else. Someone that you might know is giving you their spirit, their characteristics, their soul abilities, in order for you, ooh, beautiful, to have a new experience, or to finish your mission this lifetime. And they are about to embark on a self-discovery journey which will bring them a whole lot of abundance in order to support your journey and that of many others. Okay, let's dive in our dynamic. Interesting. We are at 10 minutes already. The wild animal spirits, the wild unknown animal spirit deck is what we are going to use. Listen, you, my friends, listen, big ears. If you feel depressed, or you felt until so far, because I'm seeing this fly over here, a period of ill health, depression, If you are like this, know this information to be true. You have to go in the valley of depression. So you can depression. You have to get depressed, right? You have to go deep. You have to get depressed. Why? Because you release a whole lot. You release a whole bunch of energy that doesn't want to be yours any longer. It cannot. The time is now for it to crack open. So it goes away. It leaves your life. And you have to stay there in the valley to get deep rest, because your body needs deep rest in order to embody a new form of life, a new energy, right? So every single time you are depressed, get depressed, deep rest, and do it with intention and consciously. I know this is why it's happening. Although many times, I'm not saying that sometimes states of depression can happen without any obvious reason. I don't think so. I think even when we think there is no obvious reason, there is always a reason that we cannot see the missing link. We cannot see why. The reason is there, right? Maybe obvious to many, not to us. But the thing here is, always know that this is happening because I am about to be renewed, so I need to rest, so my beautiful poor body needs to integrate now. Isn't it beautiful to have this information in mind? And you just allow the depression to be. You are just looking at it. Your face is going to look like this. Your friends are going to ask you, what's wrong with you? And you're going to be, I'm depressed. And as you accept it, I know it's not easy, you guys. I'm very aware of it. I'm aware of it, right? But from experience, I know as you accept all that's happening within you, it is melting. The experience, it starts to melt. And it really depends to what process you are moving through. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it's just very short. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer because you are at the beginning of a metamorphosis, and that metamorphosis needs time. But after that period of time, as you come back to life as a renewed individual, the next depressive states are going to be shorter and shorter, or maybe they are going to have different lengths. It really depends, you guys, on the story, on the life of the individual, on I also hear if they listen to the guidance or not. Okay, let's see what we have. We have an oyster talking about cracking open, but maybe the message is different. We will see. We have an oyster, an eagle, mouse in reverse, and nightingale upright and in reverse. Fly, a period of ill health, depression, We're going to put it in reverse here on top of these energies. Whew, okay. I released a couple of energies right over there. So what do we have here? What dynamic we have here? This, in front of my eyes, can very well be a very passionate connection. Or it's just my kundalini moving through my body, because I'm so hot right now. I have a whole lot of fire on my in my body, really. What do we have? Indeed, someone is cracking open, but this might take time with the oyster here. Someone is cracking open slowly but surely. Someone else here in the dynamic, although until not too long ago they didn't have too much patience for the oyster to crack open, recently with the nightingale and depression in reverse, they started to see the fruits of the labor of the oyster, of this individual, or this energy called oyster. The oyster is someone with their birth chart surrounded by Gemini energy. Remember, surrounded, the energy is surrounding it, it's not in it. Although it might be in it also. And nightingale and oyster, Gemini energy around a birth chart. Not sure what that is supposed to mean just yet, but we're going to find out. Okay, I'm not sure if this was another individual in your life. They used to speak a lot around you, if you are the oyster. These words, these codes, they were keys. It's almost like, imagine yourself as being a Christmas tree, a pine tree, and these words, key codes, they were keys attached to your branches. Now, when the winter came, if you are a Christmas tree, all the light codes light up. A higher power, a divine force, plugged in the Christmas tree, and all the lights turned on in the winter time. And so Christ was born for Christmas, right? Indeed, but we can say, in other words, that a whole lot of light codes were needed for the oyster to finally start to trust herself or himself and start to open up. Indeed. The oyster was clamped up, probably living the life of a mouse, because now we have mouse in reverse. Shy, not confident, just adapting society's rules. Guys, I'm so hot. Jesus Christ. Is this part of the message? Adapting to society's rules. But not anymore, is what I hear. Not anymore. And maybe, and only maybe, if you resonate with this message so far, you have been pressed by, when the light codes turned on. Look at all these lights around the, so funny, or the mouse, right? When the light codes turned on, depressed. The moment has come for the oyster to open. When the oyster started to open, depression got installed. You might have gone here to a period of depression. There was pressure added on the oyster. Again, the same idea comes to mind with Lazarus and how Jesus called him out. Similar but not the same, right? And why is it similar but not the same? This didn't happen with the help of another individual. There wasn't another person involved. The power of the divine was at work here. God was at work here. Although another vessel might have been used, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is this is the work of God. This is not the will of another individual. Indeed. Now, the eagle might be someone else. It is someone else for many, but not for some. Okay. Because I feel like some are doing this work alone, and so indeed the divine might use other vessels, other forces to help this individual with their ascension process, metamorphosis, change, transformation, but I don't think these vessels know consciously what they are doing. Okay, that's that. Now, our eagle might very well themselves, they have been through lately a period of depression. You see, but this depression for our eagle was pressure. Imagine a pressure put on them, but really strongly, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like close to a near-death experience, really. One of those from which you almost survive. But our eagle, being an eagle, they understood what is happening there, and they went for the lesson. They went for the opportunity to get themselves out of the depressive episode, and they managed to do so. Okay, now we can put the depression back in the deck because it's out. And they managed to do so. This dynamic is here between you and something or someone else. It's almost like, why am I seeing it in the form of a heart and being held by a maiden energy? Well, think about it. Maiden is all about joy, new beginning, happiness, sexuality, love, flirt, joy, fun. So this dynamic that we have here is about to enter this period of prosperity, which involves all these elements that I mastered, I want to say, because that's what it is. These individuals, if it applies, they have been mastering all that I mentioned. And now they get to enjoy what I mentioned. Beautiful. What else? If you and this individual, if the oyster and the eagle are in a romantic relationship, know that your charts might very well be surrounded now at the moment, both of them indeed, by fire element. Although I don't have any fire on the table. Do I? No. By fire element. Aries, Leo, Sag. Sag in particular, which is mutable fire. Is it? Yes, it is, right? Which one is fixed? Leo is fixed. Aries is cardinal. Yeah, mutable fire. That signifies a whole lot of passion, but also there is this element of the power of the divine surrounds you two as a couple. If it applies, surrounds you two as a couple, and miraculous events, miraculous healings can happen within this dynamic. Okay. If, again, this is a couple, I'm seeing in the near future, indeed, the energy of a newborn baby. But that can also be an enterprise for some. Okay. Now, it seems like for many this is a romantic dynamic. I have here some cards called love bombs, kindness cards. And I'm going to pull two messages and two messages from the eagle for the oyster, and then from the oyster for the eagle. There is something very interesting happening in the dynamic here. If one of you was, for example, the one which would express themselves easily, the one which would have maybe communicate more, the one which would bring the light codes in. Now somehow the roles are reversing, but if now the oyster is the one that brings the light codes in, they are not going to bring them with the element of air, which is communication. It's more the element of silent earth. I wanted to say water. Actually, it's, how can I say this? It is deep water, which is Scorpio energy. I prefer. Someone prefers Scorpio energy. In this case, the codes, the light codes of deep earth and the light codes of deep water are one and the same. In this case, which I find pristine. Okay. Let's see. Who is talking first? My nose is killing me. Who is talking first? The oyster. Whoa. Okay. Okay. We have 3 cards. I admire your way with words. But it's in reverse. Okay. You are one of the most reliable people I know. Thank you. Upright. If it applies, our oyster, it is vice versa, really, this message, but this time, in this case, it comes from the oyster. This might be the strongest message they have for you. They really think you are the most reliable person they know. And I hope my child grows up to be like you. Oh. Okay, that's that. Now, from the eagle for the oyster. I'm being slammed right now with profound messages, and maybe because I'm in the energy of the eagle, slammed by deep water, silent earth light codes from the oyster. But yeah, I'm getting profound messages, which we are going to bring in a new video, because it's a whole another topic. But what we can say today about it is it's related to religion, to the keys it holds, and how actually it is the path to go for many. But not in the way we know today to be. Interesting. It's so deep. But it's beautiful, really. I will always treasure the times we've had together. Man, this one is profound. Eagle, whoever you are. Well, both of you are profound, 1000%. Maybe oyster is even more profound. I will always treasure the times we've had together. Do you know how I feel this message? You do if this message is for you. I feel it from the bottom of the ocean, really. I'm in the Mariana Trench right now. I'm a sea cucumber. On the floor of the ocean. It's very deep, really. I admire your patience. And with this card, I'm seeing all 4 seasons, how they impact a forest, right? The tree just stays there, doesn't move, it just stays there. It has the roots deeply planted, just is. And the summer comes, and the fall comes, and the winter comes, and then spring is here. The forest is still there, it didn't move. Profound, deep, silence, healing. love. Beautiful. I admire your persistence. Okay, we can do 4. I admire your persistence. I think this one is also related to I admire your patience. Right? Your smile is contagious. Thank you. This place wouldn't be the same without you. Okay, you guys. Anything else before we end this beautiful, beautiful, deep, profound, interesting message? Expect the unexpected. Maybe a vacation. Maybe some place in the nature has its arms open for you, is what I'm being told. Also, an angelic presence will arrive in your life soon. Indeed. I'll see you in my next one.